Hello Scorpio, and welcome to your April forecast. It's always a pleasure to read for you, and I can't wait to see what's coming through for you over the month of April. Before I get started, I'd like to remind you that this monthly video can always be used for your sun, your rising, and also for your moon sign. And if you don't know all three, don't worry, just stick with your birth sign and that'll be enough. And of course, if there's somebody in your life, maybe a loved one, a child, etc., and you'd like to look for them, you can also use these videos for that purpose. Each and every month, I really organize this into three different parts. I'll start off with some channeled information. We'll get to that in just a second. Then I move along to a full Celtic Cross, and we look at all of the energy that's coming through for the month. And to make sure that I really spotlight all of the areas that I know you care about, I will then expand it to look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. Before I get into that, I'd just like to remind you that everything here is fan supported, so if you like what you see, stick around until the end. I'll let you know how you can join me across social media, book an appointment if you're interested, or if you'd like to join me on Patreon. All that information will be there. I'll briefly put it here too, but I like to get straight into the forecast because I know that's what you're interested in, so let's get into that right now. This month, as I selected a deck of cards and meditated over your sign, I received an image first and then some words. The image was a volcano opening, erupting, and I saw the flow of lava, that beautiful, creative and destructive energy that comes from a volcanic eruption. What I wrote for you is that this would be a month of expansion and rapid change. I see that as a very beautiful energy. Again, it's a chance for you to take things in your life that no longer need to be there and move them. It's a chance to remold, to also shift other areas of your life that may have felt stagnant, remembering that that lava can kind of move through anything. So you always have the ability to sort of create change, but sometimes it takes a moment in time where you just realize, now, I'm gonna do it right now. And that's sort of the expansion moment. And after that happens, everything else starts to fall into place. So just know that you hold the power this month to create change. And if you, for some reason, hold back a little bit, I think that at some point this is going to happen no matter what. So I think this is a great time to take control, take the reins, and kind of move the sort of changing energy that I'm feeling for you where it needs to go, rather than sort of sitting back and watching it happen. So without any further delay, let's go ahead now and take a look at the cards. I'm going to remain quiet as I shuffle and as I lay out the Celtic Cross, but I'll rejoin you right after that. Your catalyst this month is the peacock. It came through reverse, but let's go ahead and turn it upright so you can get a good look at it. I think this is a really fantastic card that goes hand in hand with what we were talking about. For me, the peacock has elements to it of the star card, which is it's your moment to sort of shine, and you have to pick and choose when you're going to sort of have a reveal. I mentioned that for you, there could be a moment of expansion and rapid change. Some of you may be sort of throwing some sort of an event or releasing some information, or there may be an element of surprise that comes with whatever's going on in your life. And if that's the case, then it's all about proper timing and really feeling it on the inside. And I was talking today with a friend of mine who reminded me, like, if there's any blocks in success in life sometimes, it often happens because on a heart level, we don't believe it. And so if we're trying to get a job, if we're trying to sell a house, trying to sell a project, whatever it is that you're trying to get someone else to buy into, you have to sell it to yourself first. You have to feel it, believe it, and then really let your true colors shine. And that's what the peacock is really enticing you to do this month. So don't be afraid to open up your heart, to believe in yourself, to shine. And with this, there's also a moment of revealing and letting people in. The card was reversed, which says that some of you may have a difficult time sort of maybe being in the spotlight, or you might even be judging yourself a little too harshly, thinking, am I am I successful enough? Am I prepared enough? Am I pretty enough? Whatever it is. And if you feel it, other people will also feel the same way. So try to feel the positive energy and the positive emotions, and you're going to be able to shine and make things happen. Something that you want to be cognizant of this month is, first and foremost, at the center, you have a very positive card, the Six of Wands. This is showing that many of you have worked hard to kind of make a reputation for yourself or improve upon anything in the past that wasn't to your liking. This can even be like fixing a credit score. But what I'm seeing here is acclaim and support this month. The reversal of this can be focusing too much on trying to achieve that. I feel like you've already done some of the building blocks. So whether it's like building a subscriber base, getting that reputation back, or basically making a good name for yourself, you're good. This month you want to focus a little bit less on that, and it's being crossed here by the Fool card, which is taking some chances, growing, moving. And if you're focusing too much on the audience, particularly for those of you that are creative, but this is even for regular business or relationships, if you focus too much on trying to please someone, you're not pleasing yourself. You may not be totally honest with yourself or with others, and you are limiting your chances for success, growth, and if you think of what really makes a difference or makes a splash, it's usually something that, again, comes from the heart. We have to go back to the Peacock card that we have here as your catalyst. This card can either accelerate or stop action. So the fact that we had it reversed is that if you're not feeling it, if you can't sort of resonate what's happening, then you're not going to be able to get other people and you're not going to show it. So worry more about how it feels, how authentic it is, and from that authenticity, you'll naturally attract people in. For some of you, this means getting outside of your comfort zone, and that's what's going on here with the Fool. Taking a leap of faith, taking a chance, and not getting so caught up in everything going on around you. Never really focused on this one that much, but you do see sort of all of this crazy stuff going on around this person, and they're just steadfastly moving towards the next leap of faith, whatever that may be. Let's explore around this card to see what else is coming through. I wanted to turn the camera down for just a moment to highlight three cards here: the Ten of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Prince of Cups. This is in your deep past, recent past, and also in the crowning position. With those three cards connected here in past, recent past, and the crowning position, it's clear that relationships and emotional energy are going to play a key part, particularly towards the beginning of the month. In the deep past with the Ten of Cups in reverse, this is showing that for some of you, there's a need to sort of resolve an intimate relationship in your life where the person seems to be taking a little bit too much, or there's an imbalance in either maturity or give and take. Something is off a little bit. The sooner that you can find a resolution to this, the better, particularly since what we see here in the near future is the Three of Swords. This can mean for some of you an argument, something that makes both of you unhappy and could lead to sort of a parting of the ways. I like this Three of Swords, however, because really this is something you can avoid. You notice how this Three of Swords is more of a cognitive event rather than something that's in the heart, where when there's emotions involved, it's almost impossible to kind of like let something like this go. But this is a misunderstanding. And for one of the people in this particular situation, what I'm getting is a lack of experience or just an out-and-out mistake. And so what might be necessary for some of you is just to either, if it's you that made the mistake, be accountable for it, say you're sorry, and that's the best that you can do. And it looks like there's an ability to move past that. If the other person is at fault, try to let them know that it's safe to talk to you about something. So basically being supportive and saying, hey, I feel like this is something we should talk about, and I can deal with anything, but I feel like we just need to get this out in the open. That's a good non-combative way to sort of approach it. Now, if you're not feeling like there's a relationship issue, these cards are actually showing a shift, a change of heart. With the Ten of Cups in reverse in the deep past, some of you may have been kind of battling seasonal depression or feeling not satisfied with something. The Queen and Prince of Cups here are showing that there's movement, there's change, and you're ready to move past this feeling of sorrow. And with the Fool card at the center, it's possible this month to move out of it. And when I'm looking at the future card, the outcome, we have the Nine of Pentacles. And this is really about focusing on independence, on growth, on putting some of that energy into work and other areas of your life. So it is possible for many of you to kind of get on that road of emotional recovery. And we'll look a little bit more into this as we go into the ego and other areas of the spread. So let's actually take a look at that here. This card in your ego position is about survival. The Nine of Wands is not a card of giving up. It's perseverance. This card even calls it out as strength, which I love. And I think that what you have to decide when we're looking at whether it's a relationship issue or something in your life that you feel like you're not ready to give up on, even if you're feeling unhappy. This card is saying you've gone this far and you're almost at a point where you can start anew. Why not finish up what's on your plate or what's in front of you? Or if it's a relationship, why not fight for that relationship? There's a little bit of encouragement with this card that you can push through this. And when I look at the environment here, I actually see that you have a lot of resources on your side. The Prince of Pentacles is good for money, for time, for people in your corner that can support you. So you have a team, you have a lot of energy and a lot of things that are coming through this month that want to help you out. Now, if we take all of that out and just kind of look at the Three of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Prince of Pentacles separately, this is showing that some change has to happen. At the midpoint of the month, you're going to have this challenge between what you want and what is there. And with the Nine of Wands, the disappointment, the frustration is probably in the timing of things. And so if we take the relationship piece out, you're feeling good that there's nothing like that going on. This can also just be about impatience surrounding goals, dreams, and ambitions and why they're not happening a little bit faster. The Prince here is showing that some of this is up to you. This is a Knight card. So you might have to be the one that pushes it forward. I think he's writing here a bull instead of a horse. So this is showing to be that you need to be a little bit more stubborn, a little bit more direct, and know that trust in yourself, that ability to sort of push things forward, it's going to be the difference between success and failure for some of you. Also, not to give up. That's a piece of this. Like with the Nine of Wands, you want to look at how far you've come and realize that even though it might be tempting to sort of like push the reset button, walk away, I feel like there's a lot worth fighting for this month. The good news is with that Fool at the center, I don't see you sitting in any one state or place or emotion for too long. And in fact, as we look at possibilities for this month, we have the Strength card. Some of you may meet a strong individual that can kind of help you. Some of you may be embodying this Strength card. And that's the ability to allow, again, it's even a little bit of the peacock here. The Strength card is the ability to overcome or to outshine or to make a splash and to really sort of use your own energy to start to mold and change things around you. And that's where the sea change starts to happen. And the outcome and the sort of goal for this whole month is independence, self-sufficiency, and this idea of growth and abundance. So I feel like you're working towards that, and also we see just the word gain here. So I feel like many of you are going to maybe gain confidence. There might be a new opportunity with money, or you're just feeling a little bit more independence towards the end of the month. So it's a really nice growth cycle for many of you. And the most challenging thing, I think, on this particular spread is to sort of deal with how you're feeling emotionally. When you can start to overcome the fear, the doubt, the frustration, everything else is falling into place nicely. And if we go back to the center, I feel like you're already on that path to earning respect, building a good name and a good reputation for yourself. And now it's important to move forward. And anything that was sort of holding you back before that you might have been hiding behind, you don't have to do that anymore. It's time for change. Let's expand the forecast. We'll look at health, wealth, love, and destiny, and we'll see some additional insights into how you can allow for that expansion and change to happen. We'll begin with your health card. Health for me is not just how your body is feeling, it's also your mind and it's your spirit. Interestingly enough, I'm actually getting an external message when it comes to your health. Some of you may be asked to lend support to others. There could be a family member that is either celebrating something. It could be a birth. They could also be needing some support. You might have an elderly parent that needs your time, your energy to help them through a sickness, or there could also be a transition going on for some people that might be kind of in hospice or at end stages. The other thing with this is to lean on people around you. The Ten of Cups in reverse is showing that many of you have already been there for others in the past. The Six of Wands, whether it's upright or reverse, is also showing that there is a good sort of reputation and a good word for you. So if this is a time where you're feeling like you're in need or you need some support, then don't be afraid to put some feelers out, pick up the phone, or talk to someone. I feel like there's a lot of love around you. So for some of you, you're going to be asked to show up, to lend support. For others of you are going to have to sort of maybe get over ego and pride and just say, hey, I need some help, or it would be great to talk to you, and lean on someone around you. All right, let's go ahead now and take a look at wealth, knowing that wealth isn't just money, but it's also your relationship with the opportunities that are coming in and what you're broadcasting to the world as far as your own self-worth and your own self-confidence. And lo and behold, we actually have a card talking just about that, the confidence. And I think the important thing here, as I said earlier, is to really focus on believing it, feeling it, and knowing it. When you are truly in a place of joy, of confidence, and of belief, then when you're exploring opportunities around you, people pick up on that sense of ease. They just feel like you're a natural fit for things. So whether you're thinking of asking someone a question about a promotion, about maybe going out on a date, for me, the opportunity, the wealth thing is about what brings joy and what brings value in your life. So it's going to be different for all of you. But there's something here where you have to sort of put yourself out there and try to get someone interested in what it is you're trying to do. And this month, there's two messages. One, to have confidence. And we go back to our catalyst. Do this by smiling, by knowing your audience and preparing, by speaking highly and thinking highly of yourself. So if it is a promotion, tout all of the different things that you did in the past and speak to how this helped bring the company into a better place. If it's someone that you just really like and you want to partner with them in business or in life, also make a good case for yourself and let them know that you care about them and that you really value them and want to work with them or be with them. So whatever it is, believe it. Let them kind of show you how they feel, but don't let doubt or fear enter your mind, because that's going to cloud or obscure a great opportunity. Prepare, dress, interact, and show up for that occasion, really believing in yourself, and you're going to have the best possible chance of success by doing that. Let's go ahead now and take a look at love and see what's coming through for relationships, knowing that it's not just your romantic relationships, but it's business, it's family, etc. This is just about how you're going to use the currency of love in your life. So we have a card here all about renewal, which I think also goes back to the rapid change and the Fool card that we see at the center. The renewal card shows that there's second chances. And I mentioned when I was looking at all of the Cups card and the Three of Swords card here, that I think that there's a misunderstanding, and that if there's a way for some of you to go back and either empathize with the other person or frame it in a different light, that there's a second chance for some of you, which is great. The other thing is if some of you have been in a period of drought, so to speak, if there hasn't been a lot of love or a lot of activity going on in your social sphere, in your love life, or even with your own partner, then what this is saying is treat this month as a fresh start. April always lends itself to change. Whether you're in the northern or southern hemisphere, it's that point where seasons are starting to meet, and you have this sort of window between death and rebirth, and you can sort of really kind of walk through that as a portal. So it doesn't matter which side of the portal you're on, change is going to happen for you. And even with, I believe, Easter is occurring in this month, this year. So that's also very symbolic of death and rebirth. So everything about this month is allowing for a change, a shift, a renewal. And wherever you're at in your life, I want you to feel unstuck. And if you can kind of get behind the imagery that I was seeing in the channeled information, the idea that lava can go through and create new sort of new structures that didn't exist, and also move through old ones. you have that power, like the god Pele, or again, like the energy of Easter or the change between the seasons. There's so much change coming this month for you. Really embrace it and see where it takes you. All right, let's look now at the final card for this month. This is Destiny. When I look at the Destiny card, for me, it functions as a chance for you to have some wayfinding, like a GPS. If you like where you're headed, this will give you an indication of that. If there's a chance to change, this card will also give you some advice on how to do so. So without any additional delay, let's give the cards a shuffle and see what your Destiny message is for the month of April. So we have a message here that says going beyond normal. Take a look at the symbolism on this card. We have a key right around the throat chakra. We have time right around the third eye, perception. And then there's this beautiful idea or energy coming from the divine. So I'm going to break it down on a couple of different levels here for you. For you, I want you to know that you have the power to create some of the change through your communicative skills this month. Don't be afraid to speak your mind. One thing that's missing from the spread as I look at it is a clear swords card. We have the Three of Swords, which was more about a miscommunication. I wish that I had seen something like an ace, a knight, anything like that, but it's kind of missing this month. So don't be afraid to speak the truth. And if you hear things that don't sound right, or if other people are filtering it to you, go back to the source this month. When I'm looking at time and the perception of time, and I think for some of you, this is where that sense of being upset or feeling like you're impatient could come from. I want you to start to send a note to the universe and that you can have change happen faster. When we say things like soon, in cosmic terms, that could be a year or 10 years. Be specific when you're trying to manifest. Say, I'm ready for it this year. I'd like it this month. You don't want to be demanding, but put a little bit more of a context so that the universe can start to show up for you and support whatever it is you're trying to create. Believe in yourself. This is the most important piece of it. And know that for some of you, there's like this amazing shift that can happen. I mentioned that expansion, that moment of rapid change, kind of like the Big Bang, right? One instant changed the entire world that we live in. Know that the same thing happens for you, but it's a moment of clarity. When the moment hits you, then I want you to embrace it and accept it. If you're not having a moment of clarity this month, this is saying to clear your mind, to make more time to meditate, to pay attention to your dreams, to journal, to do some things that will start to clear up your mind so that you can get that aha moment, if that makes sense. Let's go ahead now and review everything that we talked about this month, and then we'll wrap up. Your channeled message this month was all about expansion and rapid change. We saw a beautiful synchronicity here with just that message here, and really that there's a three-part way to kind of successfully get there, which was to speak your truth, to understand that time can change, your perception of time can change, or what you're trying to manifest can change based on how specific you are, and that you have to make time for those ideas to come through. When they do come through again, honor them. Your catalyst this month was the Peacock card. It was reversed, but you really want to embrace it and bring it in the upright position here. Don't be afraid to engage with people around you. Show off a little bit and be confident in what you're doing, knowing that I feel like you really need to come out of your shell a little bit this month and own the opportunities that are presenting themselves. We have the Six of Wands at the center in reverse, as well as the Ten of Cups here in the deep past. The connection of these two is saying, don't be afraid to lean on others. As we looked at the expanded forecast, however, some of you might be needed to sort of show up in someone else's life this month for support, whether they're sick or they have a big event or there's something going on. So try to strike a balance between their needs and your needs, knowing that it's okay to pick up the phone, it's okay to ask for help, because it feels like people do that regularly in your own life. A chance for love and relationships this month, but there is a little bit of a rub here because there could be a miscommunication, a lack of maturity playing a part in that. For those of you that really aren't putting a lot of energy into relationships, this is speaking really to your ability to overcome any fears or doubts, and to, if there is something going on with perception of time or impatience, to push through a little bit, because you have a chance this month to change the direction, the trajectory, and you have everything that it takes to make this happen. The outcome card, which I didn't spend a lot of time talking about, even though it's reversed, it's still showing this energy, which is independence, sustainability, growth, everything that you're probably trying to create in your life. I see that within reach. So have that confidence. It's in your wealth position here. Your confidence will attract wonderful situations, but you have to believe in your own value and the value of your ideas. We talked about health, we talked about wealth. With love, there's a chance for new beginnings. There's a chance to redefine existing relationships. And for any of you that are feeling sort of a lack in your life, know that abundance, growth, and change is happening. But start to feel it on the inside first. Everything is coming from within. All right, that brings your monthly reading to a close, but I hope you got exactly what you needed so that you feel a sense of confidence, clarity, and also just an understanding of what's at your disposal this month. There's a lot of great energy for change, and I hope that you can take advantage of it. If you ever feel like diving a little bit deeper and looking at your own spiritual growth, about talking about some sort of a change or a decision in your life, and you'd like to schedule a one-on-one with me, you can do that by clicking on the first card or the first link below the video. This will take you to my booking site. You can look at rates and availability, and if it makes sense, I'm here for you. If you just want to say thank you because of everything that you saw here and you really just want to give back a little bit, exchange some energy, and help support the channel, click on the second card or the second link. That'll take you to a donation page, and from there you can either join me on Patreon or do a one-time donation. Those donations help me buy cool cards like this, and also just help me set up the time to do the readings here. So know that it makes a big impact, and I just want to say thanks for all of you that have actually done that in the past. You've made this possible. The third way to give back and to support the channel is super easy, and it doesn't require more than a few clicks. So first and foremost, if you haven't already clicked like and subscribe, this is a great time to do that. And if you'd like to join me on social media, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I have a newsletter. I'll put all that information here in the video, but it's also the third link and the third card. And if you like what you see here, another way to kind of make this make a difference is just to share that on one of those social media platforms. So that word of mouth, that advocacy, that helps spread the light and spread the word. And that's really why I'm showing up each and every month. I want to help all of you see what's possible and available, and help everybody from every walk of life. So when you share that video, it makes a difference, not just for me, but for the people that get to get the free information. So feel free to do it, and know that I really appreciate that as well. Let's close with a thought for you, which is trusting yourself. I feel like there's this moment for you to kind of come out of your shell. We have the confidence card, we have the peacock, and then we also have this beautiful going beyond the normal. Don't be afraid to stand out. I really didn't even talk about the caption here. This is why it's good to stay till the very end of the video here. Going beyond normal. When I see this, I don't know which, I think I talk a lot about this on all of the signs, maybe this month, but you know, as you start to evolve and grow spiritually, you realize that this isn't your first time on the planet. Some of you might have actually had lifetimes where it wasn't on Earth. You start to realize that the soul truly is eternal, and normal is overrated. And it's when you start to stand out from the crowd and show your true colors and be who you are, that's when you make the difference. That's when you're living in your light. That's when you're connected to that beautiful energy of change, of renewal. You have that coming through loud and clear this month. So I just want to encourage you to be as unique, as bold, and as authentic as you can. That's what's going to make your light shine brightly. That's what I want to do each and every month. I want to help spark that light so that we can light up this planet one by one. Wishing you much love, much light, and much success on everything that comes your way this month. Now, and also, I would say in the months and years to come as well. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your journey, and keep me posted as things continue to unfold for all of you. Much love and light. I'll see you next month.